Well, friends, welcome to the Boom Chick Connection. If I can finally stop my dog from barking for the next 5 minutes, I might have a chance of finishing this video. Now, for those who haven't heard of the Boom Chick style of playing, it's not that difficult, and actually it comes pretty natural to a lot of people. And I'll just explain to you how it works. Here's how it sounds. So you've got a bass note and a strum, bass note, strum. The first and third notes are the bass notes, and the third and fourth notes are the strum. And the notes you're hitting on the bass notes are normally the root note first and the fifth note of the chord below it. So, for an example, in G here, I'm going to hit the G note, which is the root, on the first count, and the note of D on the third count, which is the fifth note of the G chord below G. Now, in some instances, when you're doing different scenarios on your neck, it's not possible to go down to the lower D so we can hit the higher D than the G note. And it's all okay, but, you know, ordinarily the better one is the root note on top and the D note, which is the fifth note of the scale below. Sometimes even we can hit the third note of the scale, which will still be in tune, and it'll still sound good. So we've got a few options there, you know, when the crunch comes. And when you're doing Boom Chick, if you can relax your right hand, it's going to help you big time, really. And you'll notice when you do the Boom Chick style that the first note you hit in this case with the key chord of G, the first note is a G note, and when you hit it, your plectrum's going to finish up against the next string up, which is the D string. And then from then on, you'll pick back and strum the strum on the second and third count. So okay, so I've got a couple of videos lined up for you here now shortly on how it sounds on Plectrum Banjo, but for now I'm going to try and show you how they sound on the tenor. And here's a little turnaround in the key of G, G, C and D7. Wasn't too bad. And here's a little turnaround in the key of C. And they also sound really good in minor keys. Here's a little turnaround in G minor. So just take it easy with the Boom Chick and start off slow, and I'm sure you'll get there eventually if you can relax that right hand. Now, this Boom Chick style never had a name till the mid-50s when Johnny Cash made the Boom Chick style famous with his Tennessee 3 backing band or group, which was Luther Perkins on Fender, a drummer who mainly played the snare drum and the offbeats, and a bass player. And Johnny Cash never changed that all through his time. He kept that wonderful sound of the Boom Chicks, you know, going throughout all his recordings, and people loved it. And that's where the name Boom Chick was thought of, through Luther Perkins and his style of playing on the Fender. So that's a bit of history for you. Before I leave you, I'm going to play Luther Perkins' introduction to I Walk the Line. I'll do that in a minute, and I'll close off with that one before I put my clip on of boom chic on the Plectrum Banjo, which is pre-recorded. But getting back to the tenor banjo, of course I played tenor all through the 60s, and all this stuff I was doing on tenor. I started off learning, for example, Eddie Peabody style, and I had a banjo recording of him called Banjo Magic, and I learned every song on that LP record. And so I'd done Eddie Peabody, and it wasn't until the early 60s that I even realised there was such a thing as a 5-string banjo when TV came along, and Dave Garr from the Kingston Trio was playing his 5-string, and of course we've got bloody the Beverly Hillbillies, Earl Scruggs, and Pete Seeger, who was a member of the Wayfarers. So I heard all them playing 5-string, and I thought, gee, I love this stuff. So I started trying to learn all the pull-offs and hammer-ons and slides that the 5-string players used, and I loved it. So I made a point of trying to learn it and incorporate it in my playing. So the connection side of this comes up shortly, and I'll explain how that works then. But for now, I'll close out on tenor on Johnny Cash's I Walk the Line. But before I do, for those folks on Banjo Hangout, I've never played tenor before on a clip, so I thought I'd borrow one. And I hadn't picked a tenor up for 55 years. Can you believe that? Yeah, 55 years. So I spent a couple of weeks trying to get it up to scratch for you, so I can play a couple of things for you on tenor. But because I'm always saying these lessons, suit tenor banjo, and you should try it. So at least I've got up there and done it today. So here we go with Luther Perkins' version of I Walk the Line, the introduction. 1, 2, 1. Didn't quite get away with it, but it's pretty close. Okay, now here's the Plectrum Banjo and a bit of boom chica for you. I'll be back soon. Before we go to work on Scriptum Maloo, I'd just like to show you a close-up demo of the boom chick style here in the key of G, just using the basic 3 chords. 2, 3, 4. Now this is the boom chica style here with an extra little up flick. When you're practicing the boom chick style, it's going to take a bit of work if you haven't done it before, so just be patient and try and relax that right hand, particularly the right hand, and I'm sure it'll come to you in time. Now, the connection part of this video is the part we're going to concentrate now on, and the connection to another style is, of course, the bum ditty style of claw hammer. Not that we're going to play claw hammer on a 4-string banjo, but when you think about bum ditty and the time value of it, it's very similar to boom chick. You've got 1, 2, and 3, 4, and with claw hammer you've got bum ditty, so the time value is the same, except we're going to use an up flick on one of our strings here instead of the 5th string of the claw hammer 5-string banjo. So this is how it sounds when you play this style on Scriptum Maloo, and most of these notes are open strings or parts of the chord. So I'm just going to play it a bit slow for you here before you watch the video. Here we go. it's a bit hard, difficult to play slowly, this tune. But that's the idea of it, so you can distinctly hear that melody coming through. And what you don't want to lose is this hand here and the offbeat and the onbeat have got to be constant. So you've got doom, dang, doom, dang, doom, dang. Get in that groove, I'm sure you'll get it. Wildwood Flower, it's pretty simple too. Although it's going to be difficult when you first try it, but it's another good tune. Of course, made famous by Mabel Carter. And that style's very similar to both the other styles we've been talking about. So check it out and have a crack at it, and I'll be back later to sign off. See you soon. This style we're working on today, of course, is not just played in country music. You can play it in any form of music at all, when the tune suits, of course. And you can also be into jazz. And when you look at Chet Atkins and Tommy Emmanuel, they use the boom chica as their grounding bass, and they put the melody line on top. It's another level, of course. It's just fantastic what those blokes do. So if you get a chance, listen to them. And if you want more knowledge on boom chick, just go to Tommy. He's got a great couple of videos there on boom chica, and he'll help you out. So to sign off today, I'm going to play you more or less a popular standard called "I'll See You in My Dreams." And I'm not going to play the style all the way through it, but at times you'll hear this boom chica connection come through. And if you can't use it all the time in a song, now and again you can use it when it suits. So I'm going to sign off for now, folks. But before I go, I'd like to thank a mate of mine, Derrick, for lending me this little wonder, Vega. And he does great jobs with banjos, Derrick. He's got a little hobby down close to me at his house where he does banjos up. So if you're in Australia or close by and you want a decent banjo, I'm sure Derrick can line you up with one. He's a great player. Sorry about the dog. They must be signing off too. Catch you later on. All the best. Bye for now.